All right, so are you ready to dive deep today?
I am definitely ready.
Because we're going to be tackling something that's bubbly sweet and maybe a bit more complicated than it first appears.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it is. We're talking about soda.
Okay.
You shared that everyday muscle video called The Dark Side of Soda, A Health Crisis Unmasked.
Mm,
And you really wanted to get a clearer picture of how soda impacts our health.
right.
So that's exactly what we're going to be doing here today in this deep dive.
Yeah, it's fascinating how something that is so ingrained in our culture,
Right.
can have such a profound impact often without us even realizing it.
And its video just wastes no time. It really hits us with a startling fact.
Oh,
Yeah, it says just one can of soda a day can lead to a 15-pound weight gain over 3 years.
wow.
Yeah. So that's a reality check.
It really is. It highlights how these small, seemingly insignificant choices that we make on a daily basis can really have this huge cumulative effect over time.
Right. And it's not just about the number on the scale.
That's
It's about the potential long-term consequences for our overall health and well-being.
exactly.
It's so easy just to grab a soda without really considering how much sugar we're actually consuming.
Yeah, and this is where understanding our daily sugar limits becomes really crucial.
Okay.
So the video cites Harvard University suggesting that men should consume no more than 36 grams of sugar per day, and for women and children it's even lower, just 24 grams.
Wow.
And to put that into perspective, many popular sodas contain almost double that amount in just one serving.
That's crazy. Okay, so let's talk specifics. The video breaks down the sugar content of some popular sodas, and I have to admit some of these numbers were really shocking.
I bet.
Let's start with Sprite. Sprite seems so innocent, right?
Yeah, it does.
Clear bubbly,
Right.
but it's deceptively sugary.
Tell me about it.
One can of Sprite packs 38 grams of sugar.
Wow.
You would need to go for a solid 19-minute jog to burn that off.
Yeah, it's like running a 5K just to counteract that one can of soda.
It really makes you think about like those post-workout sports drinks too.
Right.
Are we replenishing or just loading up with more sugar?
It's a valid question. And speaking of classics, even Coca Cola, the quintessential soda isn't safe from this sugar overload.
Really?
It clocks in at 39 grams of sugar.
Wow.
To counter that, you'd be looking at about 24 minutes on the elliptical.
It's like we're working out just to justify our soda habit.
It seems that way sometimes.
Okay, here's one that really surprised me. Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Uh-huh.
I always thought of ginger ale as a somewhat healthy choice, especially when I wasn't feeling well.
Right. It's often perceived as like a soothing beverage.
Yeah.
But don't let that fool you. Even Canada Dry contains a surprising 36 grams of sugar.
No way.
Yeah, that's like a brisk 38-minute walk to counteract those bubbles.
So much for sipping ginger ale to soothe your stomach. You might need to soothe your aching muscles after that walk.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to another favorite, Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper, it comes in at 39 grams of sugar, the same as a Coca Cola. The video playfully suggests you can sleep for 2 hours and 27 minutes to burn that off.
Well, I'm not sure a sugar-induced nap is the healthiest way to go about it,
Probably not.
but it does paint a vivid picture.
It does. And lastly, we come to the gamer fuel of choice,
What's that?
Mountain Dew.
Ah, yes. Mountain Dew, known for its vibrant color and intense flavor,
Oh, yeah.
but it also tops the charts with a staggering 46 grams of sugar.
Oh, my God.
That's more than the recommended daily intake for men, women, and children combined.
That is wild.
To even come close to burning that off, you would need a serious combo workout of biking, jogging, and hitting the elliptical.
That's crazy. It's mind-blowing how these seemingly harmless drinks can be so loaded with sugar.
It really is.
And while many of us might think, well, I'll just work out a little harder, the video goes beyond just calorie counting.
Right.
It really delves into the very real and sometimes hidden health risks associated with this level of sugar consumption.
Absolutely. We're talking about a potential gateway to serious conditions like prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, even the accumulation of fat around the liver.
It's scary. And this is where it gets really concerning, especially when we consider the impact on children,
Absolutely.
right? Because they have even lower recommended sugar intakes.
Right.
So that makes them even more susceptible to these health risks.
Exactly. It's like we're unknowingly setting them up for a lifetime of health challenges, all for the sake of a sweet treat.
And it's not just the immediate effects we need to consider.
No.
Research is increasingly showing a link between excessive sugar intake and an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and even certain types of cancer.
It's a sobering thought.
It is. It's a stark reminder that what we choose to drink can have repercussions that extend far beyond our waistlines.
Exactly. And while the video primarily focuses on the physiological impact, it's important to remember that there's a psychological component at play as well.
Oh.
The more sugar we consume, the more our bodies crave it, creating this vicious cycle that can be really difficult to break.
It's almost like we're becoming addicted to sugar without even realizing it.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And that's where awareness and mindful choices become paramount.
Right.
The video challenges us to really examine our relationship with soda and to consider the potential benefits of reducing or eliminating it from our diets.
It's a powerful call to action.
Mm.
So let's unpack some of those potential benefits. What could happen if we ditch the soda and opt for healthier alternatives?
Well, for starters, we might notice an increase in energy levels as our blood sugar stabilizes.
Okay.
We might also experience fewer cravings, improved sleep quality, and even a boost in our mood.
And let's not forget the potential impact on our waistlines.
Of course.
Reducing our sugar intake can lead to weight loss, which in turn can decrease our risk of developing those chronic health conditions we discussed earlier.
Exactly. It's a win-win situation. But it's important to acknowledge that everyone's body is different, and some individuals might see more dramatic changes than others. This is where the concept of bio-individuality comes into play.
So just because someone seems to be unaffected by high soda consumption doesn't mean it's harmless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We all respond to dietary inputs differently.
Right. And this is why it's essential to listen to our own bodies and to make choices that align with our individual needs and goals.
I agree.
So how do we actually make these changes? What are some practical steps we can take to break free from the soda cycle?
Well, the video actually offers some pretty good tips.
Right.
One that really resonated with me was the idea of starting small.
Right.
You don't have to go cold turkey right away.
Right.
Maybe just try swapping out one soda a day for like a water or an unsweetened tea.
Yeah, that's a great starting point.
Yeah.
It's about making gradual, sustainable changes rather than just overwhelming ourselves with these drastic measures that we're never going to stick to.
Exactly. And another suggestion from the video was to explore healthier alternatives.
Okay.
Like sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon or a splash of fruit juice can be a surprisingly satisfying substitute for soda.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
It still gives you that bubbly, refreshing feeling, without the added sugar.
Right.
And the possibilities are pretty much endless, when it comes to flavor combinations.
Yeah.
You could get really creative with infused waters,
Oh, yeah.
adding herbs, fruits, even cucumbers, for a spa-like experience.
Absolutely. And let's not underestimate the power of just simply becoming more mindful of our choices.
Right.
Often we reach for a soda just out of habit or without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Taking a moment to pause and actually consider what our body truly needs can really be a game changer.
I think that's such a key point.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our mindset, from I want a soda to what would actually nourish and hydrate me right now.
Exactly. And the video also touched on something that I think is often overlooked, the marketing tactics of the soda industry.
Right.
They've done such an incredible job of associating their products with happiness, fun, and even athleticism.
It's true. We always see these soda commercials,
Yeah.
featuring celebrities, athletes, people just having a good time. And it creates this subconscious connection between soda and a desirable lifestyle.
Exactly. And they often target their marketing towards children and teenagers
Right.
who are particularly vulnerable to those persuasive messages.
Yeah. It's like they're setting them up for a lifetime of soda consumption before they even have a chance to really develop their own preferences.
It's a concerning tactic.
It is.
And it's why education and awareness are so critical.
Right.
We need to equip ourselves and future generations with the knowledge to make informed choices free from the influence of that clever marketing.
I love that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about individual responsibility,
No, it's not.
It's about creating a culture where healthy choices are accessible and celebrated.
Absolutely. It's about shifting societal norms and making it easier for people to choose healthier options.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into the dark side of soda,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways for our listener to ponder?
Well, first and foremost, soda is loaded with sugar,
Right.
often exceeding the recommended daily intake in just one serving.
Yeah.
And those sugars are often hidden under various names, making it even more challenging to track our consumption.
Right. And while some individuals may seem unaffected by high soda consumption, we really can't ignore the potential health risks associated with excess sugar.
We can.
From weight gain and diabetes to cardiovascular disease and even certain types of cancer.
It's a lot to consider.
It is. It's also really crucial to be mindful of the impact of soda on children's health.
Yes, definitely.
As their developing bodies are particularly susceptible to those negative effects of excess sugar.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the power of marketing.
Oh, yeah.
We need to be aware of the tactics used by the soda industry to influence our choices.
Right.
And to encourage healthier alternatives at both an individual and a societal level.
This video really serves as a wake-up call.
Yeah,
it urges us to reevaluate our relationship with soda.
For sure.
And to really consider, the profound impact that our choices have on our health and well-being.
It's powerful.
It is. So as we conclude this deep dive, we want to leave you with this question. What changes might you notice if you reduce your soda intake?
Good question.
What's one step you could take today to start?
I like that.
Maybe it's swapping out that afternoon soda for a glass of water.
Yeah.
Trying a new food-infused sparkling water.
Yeah.
Or simply becoming more mindful of your choices.
Great ideas.
Every small step counts.
It really does. Remember, knowledge is power.
Yes.
Armed with this information, you can now make more conscious decisions about your beverage habits.
And what's really interesting about this whole thing?
What's that?
It's not just about deprivation.
Yeah.
Or giving up something that you actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's about rediscovering those simple pleasures of beverages that genuinely nourish our bodies.
I totally agree with that.
Think about just the feeling of pure, cool water quenching your thirst on a hot day.
Right.
Or the subtle sweetness and the vibrant flavors of a homemade fruit-infused drink.
There's a whole world of delicious and healthy beverages out there just waiting to be explored.
Right.
And often these alternatives can be even more satisfying than the sugary drinks that we're so used to.
It's like we've been conditioned to think that healthy means boring.
Yes.
But that couldn't be further from the truth.
Not at all. I completely agree.
There's a certain creativity and mindfulness that comes with crafting your own beverages.
I love that.
It's like a little act of self-care.
It is.
And it can be a fun experiment, too.
Oh, yeah.
You can try different combinations of fruits and herbs and spices.
For sure.
You might even discover your new signature drink.
I love that idea. And, it ties back to the video's message of empowerment. We have the power to choose what we consume.
Right.
And to create a lifestyle that truly supports our well-being.
Absolutely. And sometimes those most profound transformations begin with the simplest of shifts.
I agree.
Like swapping out a can of soda for a glass of water.
It's about taking back control of our health and making choices that really align with our values.
Yeah. And who knows?
What?
You might even inspire those around you to do the same.
I hope so.
This deep dive has definitely been an eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
It's made me realize that I've been underestimating the impact of my beverage choices, for sure.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the convenience and the marketing of those sugary drinks.
It really is.
Yeah.
But armed with this new awareness, I feel like I have the tools to make more informed decisions.
I agree.
And to create a healthier and more vibrant relationship with what I drink.
That's what it's all about. And remember, it's not about perfection.
Right.
It's about progress, experimentation, and finding what works best for you.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
we
just want to encourage you to explore that world of healthier beverages.
Yes.
Get creative, have fun, and see what positive changes you experience.
And remember, we're all on this journey together.
We are.
Let's support each other in making choices that nourish our bodies and minds.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Sounds good.
Cheers to a healthier and more delicious future.